In this video, we're looking at how to create an offer in Kajabi. And we're working through this playlist. If you haven't watched the previous ones, please do head back through there. We're assuming that at this point, you've already built out your product. So whether that be a course, a membership, coaching program, or any of the other things that are in there, you've already built the actual content. And now we, in effect, want to put a price tag on it. That's what we're doing here in offers. And as you're going to see in a minute, there are lots of different options that you've got when building out your offer. And yeah, the easiest way to demonstrate it is to walk through and show you what they look like. So I'm going to do that. This will be a longer video, but hopefully we'll cover everything. And if you've got questions about it, if there are still things that I've missed, let me know in the comments and we'll come back and help you further. Now, if you watch those previous videos, you'll know that I downloaded a fresh version of Kajabi so we could see it from scratch without seeing names and numbers. And so, but I've got to a point here where I've now got to go off and start putting in all our account details and things. And I don't want to do that for the sake of this trial. I should cancel it once I've recorded these videos. So we're going to jump across and we'll look at how to create an offer working on my live account. Now, we would get to this first of all, just to say that this is all under this sales tab. You might have it all minimized at the minute. So we're going to click on here and it's offers. And interestingly, we've already got some in here because when we were using AI to just, or letting Kajabi build out some of those products for us, as it was doing the product, it was sorting out pages, it was sorting out the offers for us in the back end. So that's why we've already got some set up in here. But typically, you're going to come across here. And I got to say, this is why I mentioned this in those previous videos. Sometimes when Kajabi's building out these things for you and you think it's doing a good job, sometimes it can be harder going back through and taking stuff out that you didn't want to put in there than just working through as I'm showing you here and building it up step by step on your own. So let's imagine we've built our course. We now want to create an offer and we'll keep with this theme. We did our virtual video editor course. We brought that into here. We ran it again. And so we're going to carry on and use this. So we're going to click up here to add a new offer. And then I'm just going to jump across to our live account and it'll make more sense. So we need to come up with a title for our offer. Now we've already got the virtual video editor. It's a live course that we sell. So I'm just going to put up 2 at the end of this and hopefully that'll allow me to create something that I can delete off afterwards. So what products have we got? We want to come to the virtual video editor there. Continue. Is this going to be free or paid? Yes, we want to charge for this. Is it going to be then a one-time, multi-pay, subscription? 1 times there. So you get the idea, and it explains it on here. A subscription really is more of a membership model where people get in for a lower price and for as long as they stay in, they can access all the content. Netflix style. You might have a multi-pay. So it's just a payment plan really for what they're doing, or it can be one time. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. And let's set this at $99 US. You can change currency there if need be. There is an option here to let customers pay what they want. I don't quite understand the thinking with that, but hey, if you want to have a try at it, go for it. And then we're going to select down here our payment providers. So we can use Stripe, we can use Kajabi Payments. And so I'm going to click Kajabi Payments and it allows us then to tick some of these other items on here as well. These ones aren't showing for us because we're based in the UK and we're using US dollars. We need to do a bit more work on that, but not to worry. That $99, we don't need a payment plan or a buy now, pay later. So I'm just going to hit continue on here and it's asking me for some details. What do I want for this checkout page? I can customize it here. We can come back into it later as well. The button text where it's saying pay, complete my purchase. We want to gather address and name, and you can see it's building out over there as we go. Do you need to be able to have people consent to your terms and conditions? For us, not required, but like with everything in Kajabi, there's a little option to learn more if need be. So this is what this is going to look like. Save and finish, and our offer is created. So now let's get into this and start fleshing it out. So we've got tabs along the top here, details, pricing, upsells, settings. We're going to work our way through this. We'll just go down the page of each of them. So our offer details, this is called the Virtual Video Editor 2. We can have a different title internally if we wanted to. Maybe this is for your opening up your new course in stages and you want this is the beta version of it, and then this might be stage 1 at a different price, and you're planning that when you get so many customers you'll increase the price. Whatever it might be, you can have an internal title in here, and nobody will be able to read that. A description if you want to. I don't tend to use descriptions. That would be if you were on a library area showing a store with different items you've got for sale. So we've already included a product in here. If we wanted to add something else in, we could do that here or take this one out. So product access. We can begin access at a specific date, and we can restrict access to a specific amount of days. So maybe you've put an offer together here, and maybe it's a free offer and you only want to give people 3 days access to it or something. You could do that here by restricting the access, the amount of days they have. Beginning on a specific date, we do this. So the Kajabi Kickstart that we offer to our affiliates, we run that a couple of times a year as an actual live event. And so we'll have a start date that'll be on the Monday, and we don't want people to access the training before that date. We want everybody to, if you've paid for it and you'd registered for it in advance, you're all going to start on the same day. So that would be a time when you might want to do this, and you can just you can see it brings up an editor here. You can pop your date in if you need to. For most of what you're doing, that isn't going to be a thing, so we'll leave that off. Post-purchase. So when somebody purchases this product, where do you want to send them? The default on here is to send them to the library. So they will go to a page. If they've got one or more products of yours, they'll be able to see them in a library area, click it, go through to it. What we tend to do is use a landing page, and you can create a very simple little page, and we haven't got to this yet. When we get to that, you'll see further down in the playlist, it will show you how to create a landing page. We can create a page that just says thank you on there. Again, thinking of that live event, it would say, go and join the Facebook group, and you've got 3 days, and it'll be a countdown on there saying when the actual live event is starting. If this has been a high-level product that you're selling, it's really nice to have a thank you page with a little video of you saying, hey, really glad you've joined this program. Look forward to working with you inside. And it's just it's reassuring for people to know they've just paid out this money and they've done the right thing. So you can do that and create a landing page, and this will let you go off to any pre-made landing pages. But as we haven't made one yet, we're just going to stick with the default of here of going to the product library. Now, post-purchase email, I just tend to stick with the default one. It'll just say to somebody that they've purchased product name, and this is how they access it. Click here to enter the course. So keep it at that, or you can create a custom one if you want. Then we come down to automations, and this is one of the things I love about Kajabi is the power that we've got with these automations. And it's pre-populating this. So the first suggestion it has is an automation for when somebody purchases the Virtual Video Editor 2. Now, there are other ones in here to say that maybe their payments failed or payment has been cancelled, and that can be another trigger. But when somebody purchases this, look at all the options that we've got under here to be able to do. I don't want to go through everything here and overwhelm you with it, but it might be that we subscribe them to an email sequence that could drip out some videos once they purchase. Again, that Kajabi Kickstart, when somebody signs up to that, we've got 28 days of daily emails being sent out to them, coinciding with those videos that are being dripped out as well. So we would need to subscribe them to an email sequence. And so we'd click that, we'd select the email sequence. That would be an automation. We also, if maybe somebody has downloaded a lead magnet from you and there's a series of emails that they're getting from you trying to sell this product, well, now they've bought the product, you need to take them out of that email sequence so that they're not still getting further emails saying, hey, come and buy Virtual Video Editor. So again, you've got a couple of options there. You might want to register them to an event. We haven't got to events yet. We'll come to that in a future video, but we use events for our live cohorts. And so when we know that we're starting and we're working together for a week or potentially if we were doing that Kajabi Kickstart as a live event, then that gets put into here with a start date. And so we would register somebody here as soon as they purchase. We can add tags to people. So when you look on somebody's dashboard with their personal information, down the right-hand side will be a series of tags that you've added to them. So it could just say virtual video editor. Now, it will tell you on their dashboard that they've purchased it, but it's nice just at a glance to be able to see those tags. So we tend to do that as well. And maybe sending an email, and an email just to show you can go to the person who purchased, or it could actually go to your team. So if you need somebody to know that this has been purchased because there's work to be done, then again, there's an option there. So lots of things that you can do with automations. Now let's move across to pricing. We've already set this in when we first came at it, but again, anything can be changed now as you go into it. So we stuck with a one-time payment. If you decided that's wrong, you can change it. The price can change. You can have on here as well, this is a newer feature, this quantity selector. So if you want people to be able to buy multiple courses, it doesn't really work with us. Maybe on the coaching calls, you could do this. This is a new feature. I hope it would get changed later. But when somebody buys one coaching call with me, that's a set price. If they buy 3, they get them discounted. So that isn't in here at the minute. All it would do is multiply up 3 times what that one coaching call price would be. Then you can set up tax on here, as it says. Now we're using Kajabi payments. One of the features of that is that we can charge sales tax. So that can be set up and added. There's a tutorial there that you can go over and watch for that one. We've already decided the providers that we wanted over here, and offer availability. So we can set a quantity limit on the available offers. So like I mentioned earlier, maybe you decide that for the first 50 customers, they get in at this really discounted price. Well, this is how you would do it. And then when that limit is reached, you could go to a sold out page, or you could redirect them to a different landing page that had a different price on it. Again, this isn't typically used. It's built in there as a feature. And again, time limit offer, you could do it from here. I would probably do it over at the sales page level, but if you were at a sales page and somebody was purchasing, but this was a deal with a time limit on it, then if they hit it after that time, it will send them back to a different sales page. So you're unlikely to use those. I just want to make sure you have seen everything that's in here. Upsells, we're not going to get into this one really. I'm just conscious, maybe we do another video. If you're interested in upsells, we can make another video and we'll add it in here. Looking at this one, let me know in the comments. But what you can do in here is while someone is in the cart and they've put their card details in, before they get go to the page saying thank you for purchasing, they will go to an upsell. As an example for this virtual video editor, maybe the upsell is, we actually created a membership, didn't we, in a previous video. So maybe they buy this product here and the upsell would be to come and join the membership, and it's $20 a month to stay for as long as they want. So we would have needed to create that second offer first. So the membership, we would need to create an offer for it, and we can add it in here. We could title it up, and the best way to do this is to pop a video onto it. So when someone comes over to the next page, having just put their card details in and they're about to, or they're thinking they're about to go and access their course, we can just add a video to this that said, hey, you got a fantastic product there. Plenty of people work through that on their own, but we did get feedback that people wanted a community. So if that's you and you're interested in working together with others, here's an option here to come and join us, and you can just, it's $20 a month, add it to your cart now, boom, it's done. They don't have to come back later and put their card details in again. Okay, you can do downsells as well. So if somebody doesn't want the upsell, then maybe there's a lower cost version that you could do. Just handle this with care. I know statistically, yes, you can add a lot more to your sales by being able to put an upsell on here. I know the experience. I'm not a fan of upsells when I've already paid out a fair amount of money for something, and then you go to the next page and the next page, and they're trying to keep pushing you to buy things. It sometimes can, give you a bit of an icky feeling, and I come away feeling worse afterwards. So definitely handle with care. Definitely don't undervalue that original product when you're trying to upsell them to something else. As I say, if you want help on upsells, we can cover this on another video. Then we've got settings, notifications. We're not using a third-party email provider, and I hope you're sticking with Kajabi, but if you are tied to another email provider, then this is where you can send a trigger over. If you want to get a notification, you can just pop in your email address, and whenever this sells, it'll send you an email to say a purchase has been made. And cart abandonment emails. I really like this. So you could set these for 1 hour later, and I'm sure you've been there yourself. You've put something in the cart, walked away because you weren't quite sure, and to get an email an hour later saying, hey, you left a product in your cart, would you like to come back in and buy it? That can be quite effective. And if you plan on having affiliates promote your products, then this would be the area to turn this on so that it will register the affiliate percentage, and then you can put that in here manually, something like 25% as your affiliate commission that you're giving anybody who promotes this for you. Okay, so there are your 4 tabs. Now we didn't put an image in there, and I was going to grab a recent one, but we're on the wrong account. So let's bring this same one in again. And you can see that the status here is published rather than draft. If we want to get the link, we click here. Now, what is really important is that we come across to edit checkout, because you could look at that and go, we're done. Well, look at what your customer is going to see. They're going to get this page. And I've seen customers make this mistake. And look at all this default text. How unprofessional would that look if your customer landed on this page and it's a, these prompts in here to insert a call to action statement. As with the page builders, and again, we haven't got to that yet, but it all works the same, that if there's an editable area, as you move your cursor over it, it'll let you. So when I click at this top, I don't particularly want this banner, so I could click and we can remove, we click save, and that banner has now gone. Now this is pulling in the offer title. In my case, I wouldn't want it to say number 2 up there. And then we come to this description area. And so we don't type over here, we type over this side here. But if you wanted to see that in full size, you can click there and then bring it back in again afterwards. Now I'm not going to change this one around particularly, but this is if on your sales page, where you've been promoting the virtual video editor and then they click the buy button, they come into this page. I don't feel that they need a lot on here. This is really just that next stage where you put in your address, card details, things like that. If you've got testimonials, that could be a good idea to pop something here, but really all you're doing is summarizing this is what you've just purchased, or this is what you're about to purchase when you click complete my purchase. You can add a video, you can put a hero image. So my hero image, for instance, could be that same. In fact, let's flip it around to the black one. You'll see where this goes when I save it. So that can look quite nice. A hero image up there, and then just a little bit of a description underneath to say what it is. And be sure to save it, because this is what your customer will look at. Now get link then, so we've got that here. If I copy that and I were to add a new tab, you can just test it by clicking on here, and this is what your customer will see. All right, you can either come back here, or you can, on the breadcrumb at the top, move back. So there we go. We've built out an offer. We've attached it to our product. And really, you can have an unlimited amount of these offers in here. So for example, we don't really sell this virtual video editor on its own. We do make it available to our customers if they've heard us talking about it and want to be able to go and purchase it. But typically it sits as part of a bundle when somebody buys our impact program, which is all about getting you looking like this on camera. Well, virtual video editor is a VIP upsell in that. So we've got impact that would be in here as a product, and then we would list in some of the products that are there as well. So when somebody goes over to their library, not only have they got their impact program, but they've got these various editing programs as well. So this is what I'm saying about putting a price tag on it. You've created your courses, your memberships, podcast, other things that you've got. And this is now, they're just sitting there without a price on them. And now in this offer area, you could really sell it however you want and get creative with this. So have a play with this. Leave them as a draft if you want to. You can save them. You can delete them. So you're not doing any damage by having a go at this. And if you want to see how you can create a coupon so that you could actually give somebody 100% off, that way you can allow them to come and go through this, or maybe charge them $1 so that they can actually see what happens. That's a great way to test out your products without asking someone to pay $99 to just walk through it and see what emails come out and just know that it works. Or obviously do that yourself as well. Use a different email address, log in, purchase it, and just check everything comes out as you expect. One thing I should just say is that if you've got it in draft, it won't let you go through and make a payment in it. You do need to publish it to make that possible. But go have a play with that. Hopefully that's helped. As I said earlier, please put any questions in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. If you need us to make a video on upsells, downsells, let us know and we'll have a look at that and add something in here. But yeah, hopefully that's been helpful and I'll see you in the next one.